So friends, in this lecture today we are just coming to the next phase of our previous lecture. In the previous lecture we just learnt about poetry and its types. Today we are just moving towards figures of speech. So first we must know what is figure of speech. In Hindi language it is known as alankar. According to Oxford Dictionary, figure of speech is a word or phrase used in a non-literal sense for rhetorical or vivid effect. Or in other words, those forms of expression that are different from ordinary modes in order to emphasize or make the significance more effective or rich is known as the figure of speech. In simple words, you can understand that in order to just make the language more ornamental, we use certain rhetoric devices which are known as figure of speech. A simple ordinary woman doesn't look that much beautiful as in comparison to the other one which is having a number of jewelry pieces on her body. In the same way, the language is also used in rhetoric manner. Language is also presented in a rhetoric manner so that the reader, the listener may enjoy it more beautifully. So today there are certain figure of speech in this lecture. So let us discuss them one by one. First of all is simile. Simile. In a simile, a comparison between two distinctly different things is explicitly indicated by the word like or as. Or in other words, it is a figure of speech involving the comparison of one thing with another thing of a different kind, used to make a description more emphatic or vivid. Means there are two different kind of things. One point of comparison is there between these two different things, and this is introduced by the words like and as. For example, if I say he is as brave as a lion, means the person is compared to a lion, introducing with the help of the word as. He is as brave as a lion. His bravery, person's bravery is compared to a lion's bravery with the help of the word as. Another one example is she is as innocent as an angel. Means the innocence of a girl is compared to that of an angel. The next one example is taken from Robert Burns' well-known poem. The lines goes like this: "Oh, my love is like a red, red rose." Means the poet's love is compared to a red rose. In this way, we just observed that two different kind of things are compared in one point of similarity with the help of words like and as. So this is known as simile. In Hindi it is known as upma alankar. The next one is metaphor. Metaphor is called rupak in Hindi language. Rupak alankar. In a metaphor, a word or expression that in literal usage denotes one kind of thing is applied to a distinctly different kind of thing without asserting a comparison. Or in different words, we can say a figure of speech in which a word or a phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. Here once again there are two different things, and the quality of one thing is just applied to another thing which is literally not possible. But here one different thing is that we do not have the words like and as while we are using metaphoric language. For example, he is a shining star. Means the person is a shining star. His fame is just shining just like a star. He has pearly teeth. Means as white as a pearl. The teeth are as white as a pearl. Time is a thief. The one quality of thief and that of time is same. Time, therefore, time is said to be thief. Time is a thief. It is a metaphoric language. Time cannot be thief. Time cannot steal anything. But still, it is understood like that. So it is a metaphoric language. I am feeling blue. Here, blue means sad. In other words, in literal meaning, blue is a color, but here blue is just metaphorically used, and its meaning is to be sad. Another one example is, he is the apple of my eye. He is the apple of my eye. We know that there is no apple in one's eye, but he is as dear to him as an apple, as an apple is close to one's eye, means very dear. It is also a metaphoric language. Or another one example, you light up my life. Light up means to bring joy. The snow is a white blanket. Snow cannot be a blanket, but the whitish color of snow is compared to a white blanket. That is why there is a one point of similarity, one quality of snow is implied to the blanket. Therefore, with the help of these examples, we understood that one quality of one particular thing is when applied to another thing without the help of words like and as, it is a metaphoric language. Figure of speech is metaphor, and it is used to make the language more effective and more rhetoric. The next one is heroic couplet. First of all, we must know what is couplet. Pairs of two lines that rhyme are called couplets. When there are two number of verse lines and these lines are rhyming together with one another, with each other, then it is called a couplet. Now, what is heroic couplet? Small groups of syllables are called feet, and 5 feet iambic lines rhyming in pairs are called heroic couplets. We must know it once more, that small groups of syllables called feet, and when 5 foot iambic lines rhyming in pairs are called heroic couplets. Now the question raises here that what is iambic? Iambic refers to the type of foot used. It indicates an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. Means there are two syllables in a word. It's a two-syllabic pattern where the first syllable is unstressed and the second syllable is stressed. Means the stress falls on the second syllable, and when this pattern is followed for next 5 feet, then it is called iambic pentameter. So the lines written in iambic pentameter, when two lines rhyming together are written in iambic pentameter, then such kind of lines are known as heroic couplet. Heroic couplet lines are written in iambic pentameter, and this verse form was introduced into English poetry by Geoffrey Chaucer in the Legend of Good Women and in the Canterbury Tales, and has been in constant use ever since. In the 14th century or beginning of the 15th century, Geoffrey Chaucer in the end of 14th century and beginning of the 15th century, Geoffrey Chaucer used this pattern of stanza in his The Legend of Good Women and in the Canterbury Tales, and ever since this well-known stanza pattern is followed till date. So this is a type of stanza, kind of stanza. Now we move towards soliloquy. What is soliloquy? Soliloquy is the act of talking to oneself. When a person is talking to oneself, it is called soliloquy. But how? Whether silently or aloud. The person may talk in a loud manner or he or she may talk silently. In a drama, it denotes the convention by which a character alone on the stage utters his or her thoughts aloud. In ancient days, when the drama was performed on the stage, the character used to speak to himself or herself in order to just make the audience know that what is going on in his or her mind, and such a device is known as soliloquy. Playwrights have used this device as a convenient way to convey information about a character's motives and state of mind, or for the purpose of explanation, and sometimes in order to guide the judgments and responses of the audiences. And in this way, the audiences could know what is going on in the character's mind and what step he is going to next. So this device is known as soliloquy. The one of the best known soliloquies is to be or not to be in the famous play of William Shakespeare, Hamlet. To be or not to be is a well known soliloquy. Now, irony. What is irony? In Hindi, we just call it Vyangya. In Hindi, irony is known as another term that is called Vyangya. The expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite, typically for humorous or emphatic effect. It means the person for making an emphatic effect or for humor, for the sense of humor, just using this device which is known as irony. Generally, he just makes a statement which is just opposite of what is going on. There are certain examples of irony. A fire station burns down. It is well known that a fire station which is established for the safeguard of fire outbreaks, and it itself burns down, that is seriously an irony. A marriage counselor files for divorce. A marriage counselor whose function, whose act is to just counsel the couples in order to make their marriage life healthy, but here the marriage counselor himself or herself is filing for divorce, means it is certainly an irony. Another one example is the police station gets robbed. The police station gets robbed. The police people are supposed to safeguard the public, but here in this example, the police station is itself getting robbed, means it is just opposite of what it is expected. For another one example, we can take one more sentence. A traffic cop gets his license suspended. A traffic cop's function or task is to just ask the public to follow the traffic rules, and accordingly he has the rights to fine if anybody is just breaking the rules. But here in this sentence, the traffic cop himself or herself getting his license suspended because of some breaking of rules or anything else. A very well known example of irony is a pilot has a fear of heights. A pilot whose job is to fly an aeroplane, but the pilot himself or herself is having a fear of heights, and it is also an example of irony. Alliteration. The alliteration is a figure of speech where there is a repetition of a speech sound in a sequence of nearby words. There is a repetition of speech sound in a sequence of nearby words. Usually the term is applied only to consonants and only when the recurrent sound is made emphatic because it begins a word or a stressed syllable within a word. For example, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Here in this sentence, the sound P or P is just occurring repeatedly. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Here the consonant sound P is just occurring again and again in a repeated manner. So it is a fine example of alliteration. Another one example is black bug bit a big black bear. Bug bit a big black bear. Here there is a repetition of sound B in just nearby words. You just listen once more. Black bug bit a big black bear. There is a repetition of B sound in this sentence, so it is also a fine example of alliteration. Next example, sheep should sleep in a shed. Sheep should sleep in a shed. Here also there is a repetition of sh sound in this sentence. That is why it is also a fine example of alliteration. So in this way we understood or we learnt a number of figure of speech which are just included in our syllabus. Therefore, if we go through this video, we listen it carefully, we may understand what a figure of speech is and what are the different kinds of figure of speech which are included in our syllabus. Therefore, we must learn them one by one, and in this way we can add something to our knowledge as well as can gain good marks. So I hopefully can make a statement that you will enjoy this video and you will add something extra to your knowledge and you will score good marks in your exams. Thank you. Have a good day.